No! No! No!
Hello everyone, Sebastian here, and welcome to some more of Sulli-Ween. There are stories that would show a world that's completely different from reality. And many have the same formula, in which a child, mainly a girl, has problems with reality, ventures into another world, finds colorful characters, thinks it's a dream, wants to leave the world, and finds that there's no place like home. And here's one that has that kind of formula, but how it's all done is another story. And it all comes from a movie known as Coraline. What was that? The movie is based on the book of the same name by Neil Gaiman, which I never read, but the film satisfying enough. A girl named Coraline Jones and her parents move to the Pink Palace Apartments, where she becomes bored while her parents are busy with their garden catalog. But she finds a small door in the wall that happens to be bricked up, until one night the door opens to show a passage into another world, where Coraline sees is the complete and perfect opposite of her real world, where everyone is nice to her, all her dreams are real, and everyone has buttons for eyes. But when Coraline's other mother wants her to stay forever, she refuses and soon discovers that her perfect reality is really a trap and she has to find a way to escape it. So, what I got out of it was that it was a marvelous wonder of characters and color and animation. Yet, it is pretty much like Alice in Wonderland or Wizard of Oz, but there are slight differences to them. For one thing, the main character stays in the fictional world throughout the story, yet in this one, Coraline goes back and forth between the two worlds. Although these stories tend to be unbalanced when saying it's a dream, or it's real, or it's a dream that feels real. And this one kind of has a balance between the two, but it's sort of unclear. I don't seem to mind the idea too much. Okay, however what makes this one work well is the characters, animation, and music. And all of them are pretty good. The animation is very impressive, having great color schemes for each world, very good designs, good facial expressions, and movement that's either flowing or jittery. The music composed by Bruno Colas is really haunting and beautiful, with the mixtures of harps, bells, violin pluckings, and children's choir. And the characters are really well done too. Coraline is sort of a typical pre-teen girl of having to be easily bored and easily excited when being with her parents or neighbors or characters from the other world. And she has wondrous blue hair and a great hat. Yet, it's pretty confusing when she says she's too old for dolls, yet she plays around with it and sleeps with a teddy bear, which technically is a doll. Coraline's parents are sort of the type that try to adjust to living in a new house but never shows it due to them busy working. And they try their best to make their daughter happy, but they're sort of neglectful. Wybie is kind of a fun and adventurous boy, even when living with his grandmother. And I heard that he's not in the book, but I find him to be a good addition to the film. April Spink and Miriam Forcible are a fine duo, but with a certain past. They used to be popular performers back in their day, but now resort to giving old candy and tea to guests and stuffing their pet Scottish terriers when they die. Bobinsky is pretty much an eccentric Russian acrobat, who loves to eat beets and train jumping mice. The cat, who really has no name, is like Coraline's conscience, alerting her of the danger while at times helping her. And the characters from the other world are mostly just very happy and easily caring versions from the real world. And all of these characters are very well voiced by these actors. Dakota Fanning voices Coraline Jones, Terry Hatcher voices Mel Jones, Other Mother, and Beldam, Jennifer Saunders voices Miss April Spink and Other Spink, Dawn French voices Miss Marion Forcible and Other Forcible, Keith David voices the cat, John Hodgman voices Charlie Jones and Other Father, Robert Bailey Jr. voices Wyborn Wybie Lovant, and Ian McShane voices Mr. Sergei Alexander Bobinsky and Other Bobinsky. As a whole, this movie is pretty fun, colorful, and a wonder. The characters are pretty good, the story is all well done, and the animation is very impressive. Director Henry Selick had made a wondrous movie with lots of color, beautiful music, interesting characters, very well handled animation, and plenty of scary images that may frighten some children, but they're very intriguing for both children and adults. Sure, it has the formula of a girl going into a different world, but it's really enjoyable and fascinating in all its wonder, and it still remains to be. So today, this movie will be given a rating of 3 stars. Okay, what is that? What is going on here? What is with that laughing? What is with that thunder? And what is with that ghost face? So whoever is out there expects me to review this, right?